Welcome. Today we are going to learn to do a landscape and one-point perspective, and we're going to make some trees like in the style of Grant Wood. You'll need your ruler and a pencil. I'm going to use some markers to help distinguish some areas, but you will use a ruler and a pencil. Now, you're going to use your ruler to make a horizon line. Horizon line runs horizontally across the paper, and it separates the sky from the ground. So I'm using the green for my horizon line. Now, we are doing one-point perspective, so we are going to need a vanishing point. And you can put it anywhere on the horizon line. But all the lines that would be going back into space, all of those lines will line up to your vanishing point. Now, I am going to draw a receding line that is below, one is below my horizon line, and the other is above my horizon line. Notice how both lines go to my vanishing point. On the other side of the paper, I am going to line my ruler to the vanishing point, and both of these lines are going to be below the horizon line that I have drawn in green. Good. This side, these are going to be trees. This side, I'm going to have a fence. I want you to, from the horizon line to the top receding line, we're going to draw a circle that touches the bottom and the top. You're going to repeat that all the way down. So the circle has to touch the bottom and the top. So you notice as we move across, it gets larger. These are the top of my trees. Now, if you want to draw one that goes off the page, you can. Now, below my horizon line, going to the receding line, I'm going to draw one line. Then from the bottom, it's going to curve over, away from the receding line, and I'm going to connect them. This is the trunk of my tree. So, line touches, curve, back line does not touch. Touches, curve, second line does not touch. This one, you're just going to see part of it. So these are my happy little trees. Now, for my fence, this is going to be different because every time I see people who we want to have vertical lines that are parallel to the side of the page, up and down. But so often I see people that will draw lines that are either horizontal or diagonal. So see the difference between this line and this line? We want this line, vertical. If you have to take your ruler, line it up with the side of the page and move it back, then do that. If you can freehand it and just make your lines vertical by looking, then do that. Now, they will get closer together as they move towards the vanishing point. I'm not going to take them all the way to the vanishing point. I'm actually going to stop it right here because we're going to do some magic here. We are going to make the back of this, like it turns and goes and then turns, and this is the space we're using. So to do that, I have to take my ruler, and this time I need a horizontal line. It has to line up with my horizon line, and from the top of the back vertical line, I draw a line across, goes from top off the page. It is parallel to my horizon line. The bottom, same thing. These do not go to our vanishing point because they are not receding. They are not going back into space. They are in one spot. And then I just draw lines to tell me where the fence posts will be. Try to make them as even as possible. Distance apart. Now, this is where we get to draw our actual fence post. So from this top, I'm going to draw an ellipse, a flattened circle. From the back of the flattened circle, I drop a line down, and I connect the two with a curve. I repeat that step with every fence post. Drop a line down, connect with a curve. Ellipse, flattened circle. Drop line down, connect with curve. I do the same thing for these fence posts here. Ellipse, line down, curve. These obviously stay in one place. Now, barbed wire, if I'm going to have barbed wire or wooden planks, they have to line up to my vanishing point where it's receding. So if you are good freehand, you can just draw it. Otherwise, you're probably going to have to use a ruler to make sure that you get your line going to the vanishing point. Now, it's okay if these are a little wobbly because just like, you know, regular fences with barbed wire, they're not perfectly straight. And then I'll do the same thing back here. But these are horizontal. See how I jump over when it runs into something else? So I can darken them now. And if you want to put little X's on it for the barbed wire, you can do that. Now, to make a road, I am going to line my ruler to the vanishing point. Oops. Don't let your ruler do that. But it happens. Try to keep your fingers wide so you hold it well. Then the lines are short and small down there, and as they move closer to us, they get longer. And there's a road. Now, on this fence, you can either draw something inside the fence, like a horse, a cow, a pig. You can draw some trees. You could draw a cat sitting on the fence post. Here's one with a horse on the other side. So, you can do whatever you want in here. You'll just, I want to draw a horse. If you want to do hills, then you will just do curves and overlap them. Let's say you want to do mountains. Mountains are just zigzag lines. So they start from an area, they zigzag up, and they zigzag back down. And you start the next one where it overlaps, zigzag up, zigzag back down until you take them off the page on both sides. Don't forget, between the trees, continue the line. And you can draw a sun, no corner suns. You can draw a circle. You can draw a sunset if you want. Sunset. You can draw clouds. And then you're ready to outline it with Sharpie. Now, if you are totally amazing and you don't need to use your ruler, don't use your ruler. Actually, you can just outline it, because being not perfect is the best. Remember, trace what you drew. And when you get done, you will have an outlined picture. Now, if any of this is too much, you can stop, rewind, look back. But this is a 1-point simple trees. The fence is less simple. Trees, road, most simple. But notice how I also outlined the horizon line where it went between the trees. So make sure you get a good outlining of your picture. And this is our 1-point perspective landscape.